So it's game time and you have the ball and you're assessing your options and you see a pass over here, a pass over there, and you're thinking of all the possibilities that can happen when you make that amazing play, except you look down at your feet and notice the ball's being taken from you because you were too slow. You get benched for the rest of the season and you never get to a higher level. Well, maybe the repercussions won't be that bad, but you definitely want to improve your speed of play. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to improve your speed of play in soccer. What's up guys, it's Dave here from Simply Soccer, and on this channel we help you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch by releasing weekly soccer tip, technique, and training videos. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon if you're feeling daring, so that you don't miss any of the new content that we release. Now in this video, I want to start talking and showing you how to improve your speed of play, because this is something that's so important, especially as you get older and you start moving up levels, because I'm sure as many of you have seen, when it gets to the highest level, their speed of play is incredible. They can play incredibly quickly, but they also know when to play slowly and calm down. And it's just an important skill to always be developing. So the first thing that is going to improve your speed of play is just having more awareness. And I like to think of this in three different ways. It's having awareness of where your teammates are. So where are the rest of the teammates, your teammates on the pitch at any given moment? Where your opponents are. So where are your opponents? Are they blocking this passing lane? Are they blocking you from dribbling forward? You know, where are the opponents and where are they going to be? And three is, where is the open space, or what space is going to open up if I do this thing, that thing, or the other thing? When you are aware of all three of these things pretty much for most of the match, you are going to make better decisions and you're going to have more options available to you. I mean, just think about it. If you're not aware of any of those things and you receive the ball, you're not going to be able to play quickly because you're not going to know what to do. You don't know where your teammates are, so you don't know which person to pass it to. You don't know where the open man is. If you're not aware of where your opponents are, you can be stripped of the ball, like in that very exaggerated beginning example we had in the intro, where you're assessing your options and the ball's just stripped away because you weren't aware of a defender closing you down. And if you're not aware of the space, and this one's one that's often forgotten about, if you're not aware of where the open space is, you could be missing opportunities to play passes through the open space or drive into the open space yourself. So these are the three things you want to keep in mind. Where's the opposition? Where are my teammates? And where is the open space? The next level to this, once you get used to being aware of those three things, is speed of thought. It's not just about your speed of play. Your speed of play will improve when your speed of thought improves. And one of the biggest things I think that needs to be developed when it comes to speed of thought is understanding how things are going to change when this happens, or that happens. So essentially anticipation, meaning if you pass it to this guy, knowing immediately where you need to go, or knowing immediately if you move into this space, how the field is going to change. If you can see things that are potentially going to happen before they happen, so in anticipation, you are going to be a much smarter player who's going to be able to play fast if they need to, play slow if they need to, and just really know what to do. This has more to do with decision making, but it's so important because, you know, the more aware you are of every decision that you have and you're able to think about it in a fraction of a second and act in a fraction of a second, you know, the faster your speed of play will be when it needs to be fast, that is. So don't only think from the perspective of speed of play, understand that your speed of thought is also going to be a factor. Number two, the second big thing that's going to help you improve your speed of play is the way you train. Look, I say it all the time, but the way you train is the way you'll play. So if you're in your training sessions, either individually or team environment, doesn't matter. If you're going through the motions, if you're not working on your speed of play, if you're doing things kind of lackadaisically, so you receive the ball, you know, you take a few seconds, you dally, and then you play it, that's the way you're going to get used to playing. But if you're in practice, you receive the ball, you immediately already know what your options are, you play quickly, you're 1-2, you're passing and moving, all that kind of stuff, you're going to get used to playing in that way, and that's something that's going to be available to you in your matches. So here are a few things I recommend you work on and you do to the best of your ability in your training that's going to help your speed of play, because you want to have the ability to play quickly when you need to. So passing and moving is a big one. This is something a lot of young players fall into, where they pass and they just admire their pass and they don't move. Immediately after passing, you should already know where you need to move into to be available for your teammate, to open up space. Maybe you need to create a safe option for your teammate because you may be passing it and they may be going into an alley where they're covered and the defenders are closing in on them. So you need to know where you need to move after passing it. This is great from a defensive perspective, but also an attacking one where you're going to be doing intricate little maybe tiki-taka type passes to get in on goal. But practice your passing and moving. Always be thinking that after I make this pass, where should I move? Either to receive the ball back or open up space for my team. Second thing is to get really, really good at 1 and 2 touch passing, 1 and 2 touch playing, because this is something that's going to immediately improve the speed of your play. If you can function in a match effectively while only playing 1 and 2 touch, you're going to be able to do things faster. Because think about it, if you have to take 3 or 4 touches to control the ball and then pass it, many options will close up that you would have had available to you if you could do the same thing in 1 or 2 touches. So you need to be working on your first touch. You need to be working on your ability to play the ball first time. And the more confidently you can do this and the more competently you can do this, the faster you're going to be able to function when in those game situations when you need to play quickly. So make sure you are developing the ability to play 1 and 2 touch combined with your ability to pass and move, and that alone is going to allow you to play faster in your matches. Just as a little side note, every single time you're in practice, you should be looking to do things quickly. You see, if you're doing things the same every single time, it's probably because you're going through the motions. You're just sticking with what you're comfortable with. Every single training session, try and push yourself a little bit more to do that first touch a little bit cleaner, to be able to play a little bit faster. And if you keep going into your training with the mindset of I'm going to do my best every single time, it's going to be a different version of your best each time, but each moment you go, I'm going to do my best, then you're going to be trying to play faster. And you do that in your training, it'll translate into your matches or transfer over to your matches where you're able to play faster in your matches. Now, on the flip side, I want you to understand that improving your speed of play isn't all about speed. It's not all about quickness. Improving your speed of play is also being aware of when you need to slow things down. See, some players in certain moments will try and play too quickly, where if they just took a second to calm things down, things would have been better. Maybe they played it into a teammate's feet who just didn't need the ball at that moment and they're covered, but you were trying to play quickly. Maybe if you had just delayed and waited for your teammate to make that run, you would have been able to put them in behind, but because you played it too quickly, they weren't making that run in time. So there's a lot of different reasons. You look at a lot of the smarter players, the Pirlos, the Alonsos, both who I think are retired, but you can think of other ones like Cruz. They can play quickly, they have the ability to play quickly, but they also have the calmness of mind and the soccer intelligence to know when to play quickly and when to calm things down. So just understand that speed of play is not all about fast, 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 fast. It's also about knowing when to slow it down. It also is about decision making when it comes to your speed of play. Final thing I want to leave you with is another really important thing that if you don't develop this, which it means it is something that can be developed and learned, you're going to find it very hard to improve your speed of play. And it's be calm and don't panic. And the reason for this is the best way to make the worst decisions you're going to make on the pitch is to panic, is to be frantic, is to not be calm. I mean, the player that passes it off when they don't need to and plays it right back to the opposition because they don't think they have enough time is the player that's panicking. Same with the player that's indecisive, like in the intro example, where they don't pass it off in time and they delay on the ball. It's mostly because they're panicking or they're nervous. So you really need to look to overcome your nerves, and the more calm you can be in those stressful pressure situations, because they are pressure situations, but the more you can be calm in the face of those pressure moments, the better you're going to perform, the better your decision making will be, the better you'll be able to determine, should I play quickly here or slow the play down? Guys, that is how to improve your speed of play in soccer. I hope this has been helpful. Just realize this is incredibly important, and just one of the biggest takeaways is also to remember speed of play is not only about doing